Oh, hello, everybody.
Yes.
Hello, hello. Everybody gets 2 XP.
Fantastic.
Hello, everybody. So just a little heads up for everybody tonight. We may or may not be joined by Newt, aka Jasminian Devils, tonight. Jasmine deals with a chronic illness that sometimes makes it difficult for her to get more reliable sleep periods, and she might end up needing this sleep really badly tonight. So if she's not up and about to join us, that is totally okay, and we wish her well on her health. But I'm leaving the space open for her, and we'll put the I'll even put the little the little thing here, the the what's the who's it's the oops, okay, that's not what I wanted. Anyways,
Reactive?
yeah,
that's
that's the
really
word I'm
cool.
looking for.
Yeah.
Yes, I will put her image out if we need it on that regard. But for now, what I'm gonna do is yeah, I saw Newt stream last night, this morning, and yeah, there's probably a good chance that she's not gonna be awake or in any good space. But if she comes to join us, she can join us. So just a heads up for everybody wondering why there's that empty space. It's just because she's got normally she's pretty good about lining this kind of stuff up, but like she deals with fibromyalgia, which is a very unfortunate thing to be dealing with, and so we want to send all our love and support. So if you guys can actually do me a big favor and go to her channel, Jasminian Devils on Twitch. If you haven't already followed Jasmine, I'd really appreciate it if you did. And if everybody could just send her some messages of encouragement and just letting her know that, like, everybody wants her to feel better and that, like, just give her the good vibes. I'd really appreciate that because we care about Jasmine very much, and she's a very awesome, talented lady, and I hope she's doing okay. But outside of all that shenaniganry, hello, everybody. Welcome once more to We Amz Goblinz. We are being joined once again, actually, today by the lovely Honey Oni Twitch, playing Dixie once more as a guest for the narrative, as the campaign will take place right after the ending of last session, essentially. So not a lot of time has really passed. So as an update for everybody there, this session will basically just be jumping right into that point. So if you guys are like, hey, what the fuck? That's what the fuck. Yep. Words. Anyways, Effie, you have
Thank you,
anything to
Silver.
yeah, thank you. I'm glad to be here. Do you have anything to say, Effie, before we get into today's session?
I mean, can we have Ash show the little chibis?
I mean, they're not
Because
no, they're not
They're-
done.
They're not done yet, but
Aww.
I can share the one that is done. Give me a moment.
Okay. Because that is just too fucking cute.
Yes. Hold on, let me just get some extra ambience open here that I need. But yeah, one of the things that Effie and I, well, actually all of us, everybody in this channel right now, in this chat, all these players and myself, we are all part of a VR RP project called Aether Chronicles, which takes place on Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time on the lovely Aether map thing. I don't know, server, I guess. Anyways, long story short, it's fucking awesome. And we have a lot of awesome things that we do in it and some characters that we really love playing. And as a result of that, one of the things that Ash has been putting together is these adorable... Let me just go ahead and add this here right now. Boop, 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 bam. Press those buttons on that. Bam. Ta-da! So she is working on some adorable chibi versions of our characters, and this one is Effie's character, Jenico. So if you guys take a look at the screen, this is Jenico, the character that she plays in Aether, and it is super adorable. And Ash is a very talented artist. She is responsible for everything you see on screen right now except for Dixie's reactive image. So if you guys want to check out her awesome artwork, I highly recommend it.
Yeah,
hey,
Honey did a fantastic job on their goblin.
Correct. Honey is also a very fantastic and talented
be your
artist. I know you said beat, but I heard eat, and I was like, well,
That is also what I heard.
a different platform, but I guess we can transfer. Give me a second to fire up a different link. Anyways.
No, please wait. No, I didn't mean it.
Before we get started, hey Effie, can you say something as Jenico for me real quick, just to the audience?
Yeah, I mean, I sort of can say lots of things. What sort of thing you want me to say?
I don't know, just tell them about what you've been up to.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, when I wake up, I sort of clean the boat because the boat is very messy. And if I don't clean it, Captain V doesn't let me go into town. And I like going into town because I take cousin and we go in and we sort of we do errands. I let you in on secret.
Am I going to have to give you guys actual list of things to do now? Is that what's happening here?
Yeah. No. Uh, cousin, we have so much busy work to do. We have to, bye.
All right. Well, with that all done, let's go ahead and button. There we go. Cool. All right. So until just a reminder, those of you joining us now, Jasmine is ill tonight and may or may not join us. So I'm leaving the spot open just because if she's here, then it'll be filled, and if not, it won't be. But otherwise, yeah. Let's go ahead and get back into the session. Goblins, are you all ready to resume the adventures?
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm stuck as Jenico.
All right, perfect. All right, well, in that case, let me go ahead and start up a little bit of the old nighttime taverny ambience-y shenanigans. Doodly-doo. That is not the one I wanted. Oops. Let's just go ahead and unfuckulate that real quick. Perfect. All right, I have a better ambience going for the time being. And now we can return to the area. All right, players. So, last time we had seen the four of you, you had all participated in what was essentially an improv night at Cracktooth's Tavern. My fucking... uno momento, everybody. It timed out my spectator camera, because if you don't make an input over a certain period of time, it gets a little uppity, so my bad. I'm just gonna fix that real quick. Alright, there we go. Thanks, Foundry. Or not Foundry, but Anvil, or whatever the hell this program is called. Anyways, let's go ahead and fix that. Undo that, do this, and... there we go. Alright, perfect. So, it has been a little bit of time tonight since the passing of the event that had essentially resulted in your, shall we say, endearment to the... Ash, I'm gonna have to close your stream if you're gonna keep doing that. Sorry, Ash is working on something and it was affecting me deeply. Anyways,
I have no idea what was happening. I wasn't looking. I want to know.
It's probably for the best. Anyways, as the night has been progressing, everybody is more or less kind of like staying here in the tavern, enjoying the night's performance, and taking advantage of the evening air. And a couple of people had left after the effort of like your sort of public endorsement by a few people here attending the... Some of your competitors for the evening definitely seem to not be too on the ball with the idea of goblin inhabitants. The two town guards for the night have decided to stay, even though they didn't come up and sign the little like signature thing. And now all of you are sitting around the table that Vachetti had basically reserved for you for the night, and he's still kind of plastered and is just kind of like leans forward and goes, "Oh, Oh my god, it was such a wonderful evening. I can't believe all that performance, all that flash, bang, and whiz. It was so impressive. I honestly, it had such charm to it. I can't get over how enjoyable that was. Thank you so much for the experience. And how do you guys want to interact with Vachetti as you're all sitting around?
Yeah, Eva. Um, it was very fun. I enjoyed playing music for everyone.
Desi, how do you want to input on the conversation?
I was making sure that I did not have genical voice. Sorry. uh, uh, yeah, no, I'm just glad that nothing caught on fire. It was a little weird with the leak. But we fixed it. I think we did good job. Clearly, Snooty is going to have to get better at because she strong gobble and carried us.
They're nodding, or sorry, Vachetti is nodding at you and just kind of like, yes, it's been a good night, and I think maybe it is good idea that we work towards have. Oh, hold on, my internet pooped real briefly. My bad.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, nope. Sorry. I still have no idea what causes that. Someday I'll figure it out. But for the
I
time
thought it was
being,
on my side for a second.
nope, I just randomly lose internet while I'm streaming on OBS, and I don't know if it actually applies to anything else. It's a tech issue that is so vague and hard to replicate that I have no idea where to begin with it. But we'll deal with that at a later point. Anyways, continuing forwards, Vachetti leans forwards and says, yeah, you're right. We might want to call it for the evening. And as he's slamming back yet another ale, he just kind of wipes his mouth and goes, Oh, oh goodness, it has been quite the evening. And he looks around a little confusedly and says, "Hey, where did the little one with the big hat go? The little red one."
Uh, she said she had things to do and ran off crying.
Pachetti looks a little weirded and goes, where did you see the red one end up after that?" And just to give you that information, you saw Dixie disappear into one of the bathrooms.
Uh, Desi's gonna lean over and point down the hall. She went to go use the poo door.
God damn it. He nods his head and goes, "Okay. Okay. Alright. And he points at Studi and goes, "Hey!"
Uh,
I think you cut out a little bit.
You cut out all of that. I had no idea what you just said.
No, sorry, no worries. He points at Studi and Vachetti points at Studi and goes, where do you learn to sing?
Oh, Snooty used to hear peoples sing in their tribes a lot. And we goblins love having songs. So Snooty made lute and learned sing.
So you're self-taught then, huh?
Uh-huh. I learned.
Vachetti likes this. This is good. I like this very much. Self-taught goblin singer. It shows a lot of promise to the world out there. Things not always as you think they are, huh?
And she's nodding, and she's still gripping onto her lute, as she is just so fucking happy.
So he leans forward and he goes, I was working on something that I'd like to show you. It's in my desk at the jail, but I thought maybe it would be fun if we go over there before I'll walk you all home to like points to Denise at the over on the other side of the room and says, I'll help you get back to Denise's place where you've been staying, but I wanted to show you all something that I was working on in appreciation for what you had done to help me and my sons.
Oh,
But I think after tonight, maybe I need to add a little bit more to it to help tell a better story. But maybe not. I don't know. We need to. I need. He like looks around a little bit, and as he's doing so, Dixie, what are you doing in the bathroom at the moment?
Pissing.
Thanks. That's good. Yeah, good. Good. Your piss gang. What's up? All right. So she's just legitimately using the bathroom then.
Yeah.
All right, fair. So as you do that and then finish, do you leave the bathroom?
I plan to continue pissing for a while.
God damn it. All right. So you keep doing that, and Vichetti just kind of looks around and goes, No, yeah, I want the red one to come too. The red one did a good job. Did you see all that whale shit?
yeah, it was so cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool, but she I don't know if she is as socially acceptable as us.
As he
No.
says, as easy as she breathes.
Vichetti like slams his fist on the table and he says, No, not tonight. Tonight the little red one is our friend, whether she likes it or not.
Okay. I guess that's fair. Snitty, what do you think?
I think that we should be the nice ones and invite Dix.
Okay. You want to do it, or am I going to do it?
You do.
Okay. But you better figure out how to get food, because at this rate, I might end up eating you instead. So, do it.
She instantly puts her loot down. She rushes over the crack tooth.
that was highly effective. Desi's journal. Snooty is scared of getting eaten by Desi. Clearly, I am the Alpha Gabo.
So, by this point, it looks like Dixie has come out of the bathroom. Dixie, what were you doing when you decided to come out and then go in the corner like that?
I saw them and decided to hide.
Alright, so you're in the corner of this hallway with nowhere to hide yourself. What are you gonna do?
Well, I was hiding. I think I've used all my mana for the night.
You have. You've used up all
Can't
your
really-
spells, basically.
I can't really do much at this point.
There's a moment where, Desi, you're walking up and you just see Dixie, like, trying to stand in the corner and looking conspicuous and failing miserably at it. So how do you want to approach that?
1 second. Let me just.
Could I actually notice her and pretend to fall asleep? Could I do that?
What was the
Doing a
performance roll for?
The performance is I'm gonna walk down the hallway and I'm about to say, hi Dex, you should come. But then I realize that she's trying to fucking hide, and my first reaction is to stand there and be like, well, that's not gonna work. But then Desi realizes that she's probably a little ego hurt, so Desi's gonna pretend like she doesn't see her, and she's gonna start opening the doors and be like, I knew she came this way. Doing that kind of thing. It's a little obvious that Well, you tell me how good I did. I want a perception check against my shit.
Do you want to keep that number?
I'm gonna.
You
Let's
would pull
see.
goblin bullshit for this, would you?
Yeah, I would. Goblin bullshit go.
All right, what does Desi get? Perfect. Perfect. Great prompt. Solid. All right, Desi, can you sing narrate what you're doing as you're looking for Dixie?
To and fro as I go, looking for new goblin bro. I'm oblivious and cannot see why Dixie will not follow me.
All right, Dix, you're damn it, Dixie,
You
no, shut up, Dixie, you're very convinced that Desi can't see you right now, and you're like, well, I mean, it's up to you how to respond to that.
I try hiding under my hat, and then I look at my hat. I believe I named my hat Frank, right? I feel like that's stuff I should know.
Yes, you named your hat Frank.
So I will turn to Frank and kind of just start whispering to Frank about just kind of how nervous I was about the situation, and being like, Frank, I think we should get out of here before she actually notices that we're here, because clearly she can't tell.
Yeah, you're gonna whisper to your hat that?
Yeah.
And you're trying to be sneaky about it?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a stealth roll, please.
Okay. Stealth. Oof.
Desi, give me a perception roll, please.
Roll a 1. Roll a 1. Please.
All right. It's very clear to you that that Dixie is like doing an incredibly terrible job of being stealthy in the corner, and she's now. But you've overheard that she's very convinced. What was the will saving throw for her? Desi, I'm gonna need an explanation.
The will save was for seeing if she could resist the urge to laugh at the terrible attempts.
You stifle a bit of a chuckle, and then whatever you say to her next needs to be sing-songed still.
I'm sorry. Oh, where did the Dixie go? Where could she be? With her hat so big and her ego so long. This Dix I cannot see.
Alright, so you're still playing up the bit of not being able to see her, despite very clearly overhearing this conversation and her doing a horrible job of staying out of your sight?
Yeah, I'm just, I'm gonna humor her.
Alright, give me another perception roll, Dixie.
Oh, shit.
You get the impression that Desi is now, kind of laughing at you. And is acting it up, but now you feel like she does know that you're here. But is either making fun of you or playing some kind of game. You're not sure which.
I feel... I suddenly feel very defensive, but I notice her sing-songy voice and feel like that is possibly just something that might be normal for other goblins, since I was separated from my goblin family very young. because of that, I assume that the sing-songy voice might be how goblins must talk in private with one another. So I look at her in defense and in my sing-songy voice. It is not funny to laugh at me. I don't quite like to be laughed at. Please.
All right, we're gonna come back to this interaction, but for now, Snooty, as you approach Cracktooth, his wide-eyed grin with his like cracked, he's missing a tooth. He's Cracktooth. That's his, you get the picture. Anyways, he smiles widely, admiring the group of everybody who's been buying a lot of drinks and food over the evening, and it's been a very profitable night for him. And you scooch up to the bar, and he looks down at you, and he goes, "Oh, Snooty. Well, hello. What can I do for you?"
I don't want to be eaten by the Desi. What foods can we get tonight?
Oh, well, I've got my usual, which is sort of a battered fish and potatoes that have been fried up a bit. That's tonight's special. It's 2 silver for a plate of that. You had it before when you were here, earlier in my during the day. Otherwise, the only other things that I can really offer are, well, we keep a general stew pot going often in the kitchen area.
Stew is perfect.
Okay, well,
Desi love stew.
apparently. Well, how many did you want?
She turns around and she starts counting the table. Then she looks up at Cracktooth, then goes back and starts counting the table again. It looks at Cracktooth and then goes back to the table again. She looks up again.
I can't count. I don't know.
God fucking damn it. He leans over to look at the table, and he looks at you, Snooty, and he says, "I'll tell you what, you did such a good job performing tonight, and normally I only charge a couple of copper for a bowl of stew from the stew pot. I'll go get you as many as you need. I'll throw out about 6 on the table. Whoever eats them can eat them, and you can just give me 2 copper. How's that sound?"
Okay, how many is 2?
He reaches into his apron and he pulls out 2 copper pieces and holds them up, and he goes, "This many copper pieces."
Oh, okay.
And she goes into her bag and she looks to see if she has any copper. And she does not. So she hands him 2 gold pieces, thinking that they are the copper pieces, and puts them on the counter.
Can I have a morality roll for Cracktooth, please, in the chat? Just somebody exclamation mark D20. He sighs begrudgingly. And he says, "All right. Just to let you know, this is worth a lot more than 2 copper. This is 2 gold. 2 gold is a lot of copper. So what I'm gonna do for you, Snooty,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna take these 2 gold, and then I'm going to give you some copper and some silver, so that if anybody ever asks you for silver or copper for something, you don't give them gold in return.
Okay.
So he reaches in. Do I dare attempt to teach Snooty some very basic fucking...
I don't know math. And
Good
Snooty
luck.
will not understand. I use a calculator for everything.
So the equivalency is essentially a gold piece is worth 100 copper pieces, because a silver piece is worth 10 copper pieces. So he basically reaches in and gives you... Oh, what would what does he... He's not 100% a solid guy to a degree, so what he'll probably end up giving you is... He'll probably give you about 10 silver pieces and about 20 copper pieces.
Seems legit.
Yeah, so you can add
The snooty.
yeah, you can add the 10 silver pieces to the charges for the math lesson. Look, Cracktooth isn't completely. He's obviously been swindling people with magic wine, air quotes. He doesn't have a completely morally sound compass, but he does have a soft spot for this goblin, okay? So, he nods.
She looks at the money, and she goes,
I gave you 2, and you gave me this many.
Yes, he nods his head and he holds up the gold piece you gave him and he goes, yes, you see all these here, like gesturing to the pile of silver?
Uh-huh.
This much is worth one of these.
But I gave you 2, so that means I get 2 of these?
Well, that's where this... Oh, God, no. Why am I here? Why are we here? Just to suffer? He gestures to the pile of copper that he gave you, and he says, this is worth... So all of these here together is worth some of what this is worth, holding up the, like, gold piece.
so she's looking at the piles. She's a little confused, but she's just gonna take his word on it.
He goes, okay, hold on. I'll keep it simple for you. Just remember, he points at copper, and he says, copper, good. He points at the silver, and he says, silver, better. And then he points at the gold piece, and he says, gold, best. Now, and I can't wait till the concept of platinum comes into a future transaction, but I'm not going over it now. He gestures to it, and he says, generally, if something doesn't cost gold, you probably shouldn't give them gold in exchange. So he points at all of them again and says, so remember, copper good, silver best, gold better.
She's kind of doing that thing where your eyes slowly start going slightly apart because she's so confused. And then she shakes her head to put her eyes back, and she goes,
Good. Better. Bestest.
Yes. He nods his head and says, sure, absolutely. And he just pushes, like, all of the change towards you, the silver and the copper, and says, now take this, go back to your table, and I'll go get you a bunch of stew, okay?
she climbs onto the stool a little bit easier so she can get there, and she plops her big bag of gold down. Clunk. It's like and she starts hand piling it in, and like right in front of him, so he knows that she has so much more gold in
there. So as that's going on and being all piled in and you're getting it and Cracktooth's ready to go get some stew prepared for everyone at the table, Desi, how do you want to interact with Dixie going forwards now that you guys have had this little exchange?
Oh, why? Oh, why are we singing like this? And why did you run off to piss? I know you were hiding from us, miss. So, why don't, we make up without the kiss?
Dixie?
Dixie stares at her, unprepared for the freestyle battle that is currently ensuing. She looks at Desi, kind of unable to sort of put up with the charade, and talk in goblin inside voice. but she just kind of looks at Desi and just goes, "It's all right. You guys already won. I just don't want you to rub it in. I can't deal with that right now." She finally like opens up somewhat to basically just kind of tell her off and say, I'm just not in the mood for this. I can't handle this right now.
I'm not trying to rub it in, and I cannot lie. You did way better than the other guy. When your sassy ass walked in and wailed over the place, uh, the competition got sprung, uh, and you came in second place. Uh,
Everybody gets 2 XP.
I'd like to roll a dice real quick, actually.
Okay, yeah, show me what. I'm gonna keep these on.
Would it be a perception roll? Because like
What are you trying to roll for?
well, I feel like I want to decide whether or not Dixie actually takes this well, or if Dixie just considers all of this like I just want to see if she feels like the sing-songy voice is more mockery, or if she still believes that. I guess it would be like a perception check, right?
You can make it a perception check or a will save, depending on how you want to frame it. So whatever works best for you.
She sort of takes the overly like happy, super nice like sing-songy voice as if she's being mocked, and kind of starts second guessing her thoughts on whether or not it was an actual like thing like she thought it was before. And then she just kind of rushes by and tries to sort of nudge Desi out of the way just to kind of get out of the situation where she feels trapped in this corner.
All right, so she seems to be just wanting to dash out of the building. Desi, do you want to like do anything about that?
If you want to try to do anything, it'll probably work.
I'm gonna gently, kind of go for just grabbing her hand real quick.
All right, give me an athletics test. Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, that. I feel like there's no need for rerolls here. Yes.
No.
I don't think I could really get a better roll than that. That's kind of my
So, Desi, you reach out and grab Dixie's arm, and you find that it's incredibly easy to hold her in place. And Dixie, you're pulling against her hold, like as if you were trying to struggle out of a bear trap, practically. And sometimes you put your foot on her hand, and they're like, but like Desi, you're like, I don't feel this at all. As she tries to like pull away from you, so
I'm gonna look down at my hand, and I'm gonna look at Dixie and be like, and this doesn't hurt me. Bum, 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 bum. But do you want to feel how it feels? Bum, 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 bum. To sit with friends over there. Bum, 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 bum. And to eat some good meals, baby. Are you picky running up that hill?
Dixie,
you still going? Holy shit.
How would you like to respond?
This is such a hard situation to respond to, just kind of in general, but as she struggles against the arm, she sort of like gets so furious and frustrated that it sort of loops around, and she just says, like, fuck it, I'll do whatever the fuck, this lady wants me to do, and then I'll
Yeah.
do other shit later. So she just looks at her and goes, "Fine. Where do you want to parade me around next?" She looks somewhat
Come
annoyed.
with me, and you'll see a world of pure beef situation, and you'll see by the by we're all good couples.
Jesus Christ. Alright, so Desi, as you pull Dixie over to the table and Snooty sits triumphantly with her bag full of additional currency, Cracktooth comes to the table with 6 bowls of stew and just kind of hands them out. So, dragging over another stool so that everybody can sit together. Eventually, you're all sitting together to kind of like... Here, let me do it this way. We'll put Desi there, Newt there. There we go. And we'll kind of create the little pile there. Cracktooth goes back to the bar, and now you are all sitting there. 5 of you at one table with 6 bowls of stew. And Vachetti just kind of leans forward to, like, he's still quite inebriated. And goes to Dixie and just kind of like puts his hand on Dixie's shoulder and goes, "Hey. You did a good job." Dixie, how do you want to respond?
She'll just look around awkwardly and then kind of like tip her hat, sort of trying to get back into her normal attitude, and just say, like, "Well, of course it was good."
Your bravado, he just kind of looks at you for a minute and goes, "Oh, yeah, no, you have big energy. I like your big energy." And he looks over at Snooty and looks down at the bowls for a second, and he looks at Snooty and goes, "Hey, were me missing someone? There's 6 bowls of stew here."
I don't know how count.
And she looks down and she like puts her fingers together.
Oh, it's okay, little goblin. Go ahead, Desi.
Do I still have to sing a song? Is that do I still have to? Has it been 10 minutes?
Yeah, it's over. You're done.
Oh, okay, cool.
You've reached your sing-song prompt is expired. You no longer feel the urge
Thank you.
to sing every interaction.
Sometimes I hate this place. It does weird things to couples, like making me sing. Sorry you had to put up with that. If Snooty had done it, it would have been a lot better. Singing is hard, Snooty. I was singing because of the curse, and it only made Dix mad.
Pachetti nods his head. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Snooty.
No, I was about to sneeze. I was gonna say something, I can't remember what it is now, and I ended up muting. So
no worries. Vachetti just kind of laughs a little bit and he says, "It's fine. Yeah, we all have our strengths and our weaknesses. For instance, he points to Dix and he says, 'This one can make very impressive magic stuff.' And then he reaches behind you, Dix, and just picks you up by, like, the back of your head, kind of, and lifts you, like, effortlessly, and then he goes, 'But this goblin has, like, no bone mass or something. I don't even know what is wrong with her. I'm honestly quite astounded at how weak you are.'" Dix, how do you want to react to that?
I'm weak. You're all just strong.
Machete just kind of laughs and he goes, "I'm pretty sure there are tests Machete could come up with to help test that theory, but maybe not so much do that to a new friend right off the bat. It could be rude and perhaps damaging to your weak little bones." And he just kind of shakes you around a little bit.
I get shaken baby syndrome and I kind of just well, I attempt to fight against it. I'm so willing to just immediately give in that I don't even try.
This is really. You know what? I'll give Machete the roll for it just because it's it's worthwhile doing. But yeah,
Maybe
no.
he's too inebriated to.
Yeah, even with that roll, he's still perfectly. He's a little inebriated, so he's definitely a lot harder set to make that attempt to hold you in place. But still, you're just sheer lack of strength makes it impossible for you to get out of his grasp. And he goes, every time Vichetti tried to talk to you or take a moment to have you sit with us, and they turn away and go do something else and come back, you seem to slip into some room or make your exit. And we're trying to have an evening with you here, you know.
Why? I don't know you.
That doesn't matter. You are not welcome in this town to a lot of people, and neither are they. He gestures to Desi and Snooty and Newt, and he says, "So that makes you all kind of like sisters, and I am their brother, and you maybe you could be like a cousin or something."
She'd like look down in disgust for a moment, and then sorry, look over to the group in disgust for a moment before turning back, crossing her arms as she's just hanging there, being held up in the air by Vachetti, and just plainly just state, "I hate goblins." Just straight to his face, not wavering like her expressions at all, being completely serious.
All right. Would any of the other goblins like to respond to this?
Wait,
Why?
does that mean that you hate yourself?
Of course, I don't hate myself.
Is that? Am I gonna ask you to make a deception roll, or is she just really like up her own?
No, she really doesn't hate herself.
All right, fair enough. I won't make you have a roll for it then. Continue the interactions. Desi and Snooty and Dixie chat amongst.
You go, Snoopy. You said you had you were starting and I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, I ask why. Why hate goblins? What did goblins do to you?
Without really elaborating on it, she just kind of says, more like, what didn't they do?
Okay, what didn't they do?
You're not my therapist. I don't want to talk to you.
I just asked a question. I'm sorry.
Well,
Oh
listen,
god, it's becoming.
you have to be nicer. You made Newt cry, and now you made Snooty cry, and I am a couple of science and society. But, and she's gonna raise one fist, and she's gonna just look at Dixie, and she's gonna be like, "But, you know, I will, I will, I will do terrible things."
Oh my god.
Was that you saying that, Honey, or Dixie?
That was me. I'm sorry. Dixie would
Wow.
I was willing to not make a roll on that, but sure. What would be?
Oh, okay.
A will save.
Oh,
Do you wish to call Goblin bullshit on that intimidation roll, or are you good?
Absolutely.
All right. Oh
Much
wow,
better.
nice.
Let's go.
Nice.
I have a +10 on my will throw.
You are unfazed by Desi's attempts to unseat and intimidate you, and you get Desi. Can you go ahead and act that out for me?
Yeah.
Thank you. Dixie, how would you like to respond to the threat?
How am I supposed to believe that you'll be able to control those fists of yours if you can't even control your own lungs?
Fuck. She got a fuck. She got a point.
No, she
Oh
doesn't.
damn. That.
What the fuck was the will saving throw?
Should I roll intimidation? Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead, do it.
Uh, shit. Maybe she's right. Dang. Okay.
I'm always right.
Well. Alright, but still, you shouldn't make my friends cry. Look at Snooty. Snooty would never hurt a fly. Well, okay, maybe a fly. Snooty is a wonderful and sensitive creature of nature. She is a wonder of the world, and we love her. And you apologize.
Goblins don't have a chance to, or we don't have the room to be sensitive. We're not allowed to. If
What?
we're sensitive, we'll just be taken advantage of.
I'm just gonna stare at her like she's a fucking weirdo for a second and go,
Yeah, no, that is not true. And I think that your viewpoints are very cynical and self-defeatist for somebody with an ego so big it can only be contained by that massive bit of a hat that you are overcompensating for your tiny Brian with.
Dixie will actually seem the most upset that she has ever been in front of you. And she'll grab her hat off of her head and kind of hide it away behind her and yell at you and basically just say, "You can't talk to Frank like that! Frank has been there for me forever, and you're just trying to enter my life right now. I don't know you, and I don't care about you. Don't make fun of Frank."
The hat is named Frank? Ah! Well, now I feel bad. Okay, I am sorry. I did not know the hat had a name. Now it is weird. I am sorry, Frank.
I without saying a word, seeing as how you're talking to Frank and not me, I grab the hat, and I hold it out in front of me to be sort of right in front of your face, and I just hold it there for a while, the silence setting in. Letting Frank speak for himself.
Uh-huh. So Frank says that we should eat stew and calm our tits.
I hold on. I look at you, look down at Frank, and I place him back on my head, and then I look over to you, and I'm like, I guess you really did communicate with Frank. Most people don't actually know how. And then I look down at the food, and I look back at her, and I say, Frank does kind of have a potty mouth.
Yeah, Frank kind of does, but you know, he does a lot with very few words. So I respect Frank. You have a good friend.
Snooty's
Thanks.
just eating her soup.
So
So she's
Snooty,
finally done crying. Okay.
to that degree, Snooty, there's an extra bowl. Are you gonna now? Here's the thing: there's an extra bowl nobody's claiming that you could eat, or but you also Desi also intimidated you, to not eat or to eat you if she didn't get food. So do you leave it for her or do you take it for yourself?
I finish my bowl and I look at the other one ready to grab it, remembers that, and goes,
Dear Desi, you have other bowl. You don't need to eat
Ah.
me.
Oh, no, what? Snooty, that was a joke. I would never eat you. But
she's
thank
holding the
you.
bowl. She's not giving it over to Desi, and she just goes,
Yeah, no, that was a turn of phrase. It sort of is like we'll burn those bridges when we get there. It's weird because nobody
But you
is
said
actually
you were gonna eat me.
Okay, yeah, but that was joke. We're friends, Snooty.
We're
I wouldn't-
goblins.
Oh, Newt, you've arrived just in time to chime in on this conversation.
This is very fair. Also, hello, Newt.
Hi.
Up until this
here.
point, Newt has been sitting around the table, just staring off into space because she really exerted herself during that performance. But now that you've managed to have a bowl of stew in use, Newt, everybody around you is having kind of a conversation about. Dixie's been like, well, you know what? Tell you what, Newt, why don't you pretend that you've just come back into everything and have no idea what's going on, and I'll let the goblins fill you in.
Newt passed out for like they casted a giant fireball and then collapsed.
And as
And
you
they've
awaken,
just now awoken. Yeah. So I'll jump up and be like, sorry, I wasn't here.
That is okay.
Newt. Desi said she would eat me if I no give her stew or foods, and then she just say she no do that, and it was a turn of phrase or whatever that means. And now I am confused.
Wait. There's stew.
Yeah, look
There
in
is
front
still
of you.
under you.
Newt immediately dunks her head in the stew and starts eating.
Ignores everyone. All right.
So,
Big brother Vichetti, what should we do?
Dixie, you were gonna say something?
I suddenly raise my hand and point at my hat again. No words needed.
Implying that your hat is talking?
I
Implying
understand.
that my hat
I
is
understand.
hungry and needs to eat.
I understand. Newt's gonna climb onto the table and pour the soup down the hat's mouth.
How hot is the soup?
It's kind of lukewarm. Like, it's not super, like, hot or
Okay.
anything.
Here you go, hat. Have delicious soup.
Dixie, how do you want to react as Vichetti still kind of holding you in the air? You just have soup dumped through the hole of your hat and go all the way down the back of your head, much like the wine you consumed earlier.
I'll just look happy because I'm happy that Frank isn't being left out because Frank is my best friend.
Is hat full?
How empty is the bowl?
Newt will stare as the bowl's upside down empty. More?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna-
Grabbing another random bowl from the table and start pouring it.
Dixie, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Wait, how do I do that?
What are you rolling for?
Just arbitrary roll. I want to know. I want to know if he's hungry still.
Oh, then I can ask chat for that. Hey, chat, can I give a... If you ever need a straight D20 for something, you can just ask chat. So, hey, chat, give us an exclamation mark D20 to see how hungry Frank is. All right, I'll let you interpret that, Dixie. There was a 5 from Lumen.
A 5. Frank is not hungry anymore. You are waterboarding him.
I'm sorry. Newt will fall backwards off table, onto ground, but a foot off the ground.
Right. As this shenaniganry unfolds, Machete just kind of laughs and goes, okay, let's stop making a mess of crack this place. I already did that earlier. I have to pay for some broken mugs. That's unfortunate. But he just grabs the bowl of stew and just slams it back like in a huge gulp. And just like, like making like choky chewing noises as he's just swallowing it, and slams like a little bit of it left inside back on the table and goes, everybody finish up your food. We're gonna go to the garrison, and I'm going to show you something very special that the Jedi has been working on. And then I will make sure you get back to Denise's place, okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds pretty good.
Okay, good. Newt, why are you going over to the bar?
Holding up empty bowl.
And doing what?
Just holding up empty bowl and staring at Cracked Tooth.
He looks down at you and goes, hi, Newt? What's this mean? Are you just returning my bowl to me, or...?
No, I need stew. Frank took all stew.
Oh, yes. He just kind of looks around a bit and goes, yeah, I'll take that. And he takes the bowl from your hands and goes, I'll be right back. I'm just going to get a little bit more from the back, alright?
Alright. Also, can I have tasty beverage?
Yes. What would you like?
The tasty one.
Oh, another one. Haven't you had a fair number of those tonight?
Yeah.
Well, they are kind of expensive. Don't you think maybe you're going to run
That's
low
just-
on... Go
Sits
ahead.
gold down on table.
He just sighs and says, well, do you want any for your friends too, or just yourself?
Just continue staring at him.
He just sighs and he says, okay, give me 2 gold and I'll sort you out. How's that sound?
Sits down second gold.
He takes the 2 gold pieces and he puts out enough glasses for everybody. He puts out 4 glasses, 4 little shot glasses, and he pours each one of them. And he says, there you go. That's a discounted drink for the performance for the goblins. This is for you, and these 3 are for the other little goblins. That sound good to you? And I'll go get you some more stew?
Okay.
Alright, so as Cracktooth disappears into the back, what do you
Newt
do
pounds
with
all 4.
Give me another fortitude save with advantage. Or actually, no, because you're drinking that much. Give me a fortitude save. Alright, you're still holding your own despite drinking 4 shots of this intense drink. So, Newt, despite your best efforts, you're only slightly buzzed and nowhere near intoxicated. So do you
Newt will
want to...
patiently wait for soup.
Okay, so I'll yada that for a moment. Cracktooth comes back with the soup. You return once more to the table with your soup, or do you just drink the soup / eat it at the bar?
We'll like be drinking it as I walk back to table.
All right. So you're downing a bit more of the soup, and as everybody is sitting there around the table, Avicetti, he's gesturing to all of you, and he's like, "Okay, everyone, eat up, finish your food." He picks up one of the bowls and just starts kind of like taking a spoon. He takes a spoonful out of one of the bowls and he like holds it up at your mouth, Dixie, and he goes, "Open up! It's time for the flying thing full of soup to go in your mouth hole."
I will open my mouth, but only to scream.
And he just whoop, in it goes. I'm gonna need a minute to process those noises, thank you, and then
What?
moving onwards. He looks
She's
at
just happy
everybody.
because soup is tasty.
Stew is very tasty, yes. I said soup, I should have meant stew. Whatever, tomato,
Wait.
potato.
You met Stu. How you know he tasty?
That was out of character. I should probably do like a voice or something. I don't know. It's
Just-
too late.
it's fine, just out of character. Just say out of
No, no.
character. What, Newt?
Stu, no, Newt will still say that, but looking up at the sky.
Okay. Okay.
Oh god, Newt is breaking the fourth wall hearing the players talk to each other.
Ow, sorry.
Huh?
Yeah, as this is all going on, Vachetti just kind of goes, all right, everyone. Finish up, Stu. We can get more later, but I have something important to show at the garrison, and we need to go now before it's too late, and I can't. And he just gets up when carrying Dixie. He just starts going towards the door of the tavern.
I literally can't escape.
No, well, I mean, you can try. Do you want to make an athletics roll to see if you can get out of his grasp?
What the fuck is the point? But sure, let's do it. That is literally a nat 20. I'm thrown back down to 15.
All right. Let me give a roll for him. Machete is Dixie. You're like being carried against your will everywhere here, and as you're like struggling in his grasp, the like head of the basically the head teacher of the one school in town, Ilisara Gandithis, gets up. And there's like an awkward timing moment where he just smashes into Vachetti as he's not watching where he's going. And Vachetti just like accidentally drops you to the floor. And he's like, hey, hold on, what do you want? Like turning to look at Ilisara, and he's like, whoa, that's quite alright, Vachetti. I'm not... whoa, boy. They're kind of having a little bit of an altercation. And Dixie, as you come free of his grasp on the ground, what do you want to do?
Scuttle on all floors straight for the door.
You know what? This moment, I think, can call for some of this.
Some of
that.
Can Newt try to catch Dixie when they fall?
I think by the point of the fall and the running, Dixie's already like she's very quick on her like acrobatics on that front, so she corrects herself and starts going as fast as she can towards the door. So anybody, if you want to react to that, Newt, you can.
Oh no, I just want to try to keep them from hitting the ground. That's all.
Oh, that's fire. Dixie doesn't like... Her bones aren't actually made out of glass. She just is incredibly weak, but she can still take a bit of a hit. It's just she just has no strength behind anything she does.
I'm like the opposite of a glass cannon.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Dixie starts scrambling towards the door on all fours like a shitty little gremlin. What would anyone like to do about her, like, scrambling away towards the door?
Bye, Dix!
Bye.
I'm gonna chase after her. I'm pretty fast. So.
Alright.
Wait, do we not want Dix to go?
No, Dix is supposed to come get back here.
Okay, I will cast spell then.
Stop drenching your Dix on the ground.
I will cast Tanglefoot.
Oh my god. Alright,
I can't cast anything. I don't have any mana.
Yeah, you've expended most of your spell slots on that performance.
Yeah, this luckily is whatchamacallit.
Alright.
Cantrip.
Snooty, anything on your end in reaction to this, or are you just like gonna let Newt and Desi handle it? As you can see, Vachetti is having like an argument with Ilisari, and it doesn't seem to be going well.
I'll just fall onto my back and just let myself get dragged away, I suppose.
Hold on, we'll do rolls, but first
Wait,
I want to
hold
know
on.
what Snooty's doing.
Snooty's just kind of listening. That's all.
I have a better idea. What would be the requirement to do like a lasso? Would that be acrobatics?
Oh no, 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 no.
Is something going over my head? I'm scared.
Yeah, well, I mean, you already saw kind of it last session. Yeah,
Oh.
you would, you'd make a... I guess it would be a dexterity roll, realistically. So we could transfer that into...
Newt's gonna cast Inside Rope and pull out her intestines and do a lasso and throw it to try to capture Dix.
Alright.
This would be a dexterity roll for me?
No, I'll give a roll because Newt has to take a little bit of time to summon that and set it up. So as that's happening, Desi, what do you want to do about Dix's escape?
I'm gonna firmly grasp Dick.
Excuse you?
What?
Yeah. Firmly.
Yeah?
Oh,
Alright, make an athletics test, Dixie.
but that's one higher than I literally can get at, like, best possible.
She can't win.
Would you like to call Goblin
Ooh.
bullshit on a retry, or will you live with it?
I literally can't. If I retry and I get a D20.
If you get a nat 20, you might get a better result, or you might
If
get
I get a
something
nat
from the
20,
pool
I'll
that
have
helps.
15.
Isn't a nat 20 like considered like double or something?
If it doesn't beat the score it's comparing to, it still provides a beneficial element. So it's your call, though, Dixie.
It is a 1 out of 20 chance. I'm fine. I'm not rerolling.
All right. Okay, so now as Desi, because you're wearing boots that enhance your speed, it takes you no trouble at all to come after Dixie, who's literally prone, because of the way she's moving. So like she gets about like to about where Oleg is when you pounce on her and tackle her to the ground. And Newt, at the same time as Desi's coming forwards with that, I want you to go ahead and give me a roll that you can just call. We'll just call it an acrobatics, even though it's still using the same modifiers and stuff. There's just no like straight dex roll, so just do your acrobatics for me, please. Excellent.
Goblin bullshit, go!
All right, fair enough.
I don't want the gross intestines on me.
Oh, not bad, not bad. I'm gonna reduce the goblin bullshit pool, and then I'm going to roll for Newt. Yeah, so your index finger, well, actually, all your fingers, become much longer by a significant degree.
Congratulations, you're incredibly hung and lesbian.
Very cool.
So you cast... By this point, Newt, you pull your intestines out in front of full view of easily like 10 different people who all turn to look at this. So first they see that Dix falls to the ground and goes scrambling on all hands and feet, and then Desi tackles her to the ground, keeping her from going away. And then Newt, in order to assist in the process, you pull out your own intestines, form a lasso, and just throw it at the two of them to ensnare them. So because, Desi, you're kind of pinning Dix at the moment,
You
Wow.
did it to yourself.
Wow.
Because Effie's riding Dix, Newt, it's really easy
Wow.
for you to get your insides around her. Was that a vomit resistance roll?
I'm actually just gonna roll this up.
Gross.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll the fortitude save if you want, Diggs. Meanwhile, Snooty, as you're... Oh, yeah, you're perfect. So the both of you are still being like... because you're stuck together, but now, Newt, you managed to lasso around both of them and kind of squeeze them together. So Desi and Dix are both bound by your organ rope. And as this is going on, Snooty, you can see Vichetti is just kind of like... He's a little too out of it, and he's like... You think you can go wherever you want just because you read all those books and all that shit, huh? And Ilisari's just kind of like, bruh, like hands up. So Snooty, do you have any input or are you just watching?
Big brother Vachetti, why are you having argument with is this guy?
He leans down like a little bit like out of it and he goes, "Oh, Snooty, this is Isoari Gandithis. He is the headmaster of the school." And and he looks down at you and goes, "Hello again, Snooty. That is correct.
Hello.
Remember, I'm the one who offered to teach you and the other goblins."
I remember. I do. I want learn very, very bad.
She starts like pulling on Vachetti, like just love to go.
Why be mean to guy who gonna teach us how read and stuff?
Vachetti like narrows his eyes a bit and he says, "Those pompous jerks like him always looking down on me for my basic knowledge."
You look down on me though. It's 'cause I'm small.
Give me a persuasion with advantage, please, Snooty. Or diplomacy, as it's called.
Diplomacy? Okay,
Yes.
let me see here. Diplomacy with advantage?
Yes. I will roll for Vachetti to see how his obstinance maintains. He looks down at you, Snooty, and he has like the biggest like it's like that gif of the like like the mind blowing from Tim and Eric's show. And he's just like, oh Snooty, you're right. You're so right. And he just drops to his knees in front of you, still taller than you, even on his knees, and he's like holding your shoulders and lifts you up a little bit off the ground. And he's like, I never knew how different people of different heights, whether it be physical or mental, metaphor. You were right.
I don't know
though.
what that means.
It's okay, don't worry about it. Vachetti has been an asshole. He's been a big asshole. This experience is teaching Vachetti much. He just brings you into a big hug and like squeezes you like really tightly. And he's like, "Your little goblin sisters teach me so much every day."
My body worm!
Vachetti, careful. Snooty is made out of things called bones.
Yeah, that thing, my bones!
Yeah, they can break. You don't want to do that.
Why this is
Big
going on?
brother
Newt's gonna start
Vachetti
directing them back.
Okay, Newt, give me an athletics roll, please, to see how well you pull the other two. Do you want to keep that roll?
No. Government letting go. Damn it!
The goblin who called for bullshit has extremely sticky hands, so no, you fucking nudie sticky hands with 8-inch fucking fingers.
There's so many jokes I could make right now.
I don't like it.
Meanwhile, Desi and Dixie, can I get an athletics roll from both of you, please?
You really don't like me, do you? Stop laughing at my small number!
Desi, you managed to slip out from the organ rope as you put more tightness on the lasso element and put it firmly around Dick's E. And as Newt is using her 8-inch sticky fingers to jerk Dixie towards her, you have now freed yourself from the organ rope. Any other
Don't
things
worry.
you'd like to do?
I got dicks inside my organ.
You know, that is correct. You know, I heard them say that they're going to rearrange your guts, but this is literal. I'm going to go wash your guts off of me.
Everybody gets 2 XP for Newt's comment.
I look over at Desi suddenly and whisper, "Traitor!" And then just
Oh, sorry,
can't fight it.
whisper suddenly. Is that like the Dumbledore
I am
said
not
calmly, did you
traitor."
put your name in the goblet fire? All right, so that's your reaction there, but Newt, you now firmly have your organs constricted around Dixie. And she's being held in place for the time being, and it's going to be a little harder for her to pull away from you. But on that end, oops, sorry, my internet did a little poopy. Let me go ahead and unfuck my eyebrows real quick there. As everybody's sitting around having this like weird like a couple of people, I'm gonna actually do a general fortitude for people in the. Okay, most folks here still manage to hold their guts, even though, like, there's a chorus of people, like, all going, ooh. Newt is, like, using her guts.
Don't worry, Newt holding guts too.
My god. Meanwhile, Vachetti is, like listening to Desi being like, look out, Snooty's fragile, like, don't crush her to death. He just kind of stands up, still holding you in an embrace, Snooty, but, like, lessening his, so now he's just kind of holding you in a hug. And not, like, crushing you against him. And he looks down and goes, oh, I'm sorry, Snooty. I Vachetti did not mean to squish your bones.
My bones!
Oh, yes, hold on, I'll put you down, I'll put you down. He, like, lets you go, and just kind of, like, you fall, like, 1 foot from the down to the floor.
Here is just a sudden...
And as this is going on and everyone's having this interaction, the Isawari just kind of goes, you know, it's fine. We'll just call it water under the bridge. Vachetti, look, I know you've never had the right education. So if you'd like to, you can come to my school when these little ones come to take their lessons and learn a few things too. And Vachetti, like, his eyes brighten. He goes, You would let me go to school with the goblins? Yeah, yes, you're more than welcome to be their guardian during the teachings, and if you pick up a few things here and there, it's not going to be a problem for me. Oh. Yeah, I'll do that. You're going to have to remind Vachetti when he's not so inebriated, though. Yeah, absolutely. And Vachetti turns to the 4 of you and goes, hey, guess what? Vachetti's going to get bigger Brian like the rest of you now.
That's great, but my bone!
Oh, I'm so sorry, but Vachetti did not mean to squish you, Snooty. Do you want me to carry you?
Instantly just turns, holds her arms up, goes, yes!
He scoops Snooty up with one arm, like carrying you, like fully, like cradled with just one big arm as he lifts you up, Snooty. And then he looks down.
It's like that meme with the, like, I've only had this person for like 1 day, and if anybody did anything to them, I'd kill them myself.
Yeah. As he lifts you up, holding you up under his arm, he just points to you, Dixie, and says, do I need to carry you too, or are you going to be good and come with us,
I halfway struggle against my restraints. Not necessarily fully trying to get out, because at this point I've kind of given up, but more just kind of indicating, look, I have dumb thing. I can't. I'm not going anywhere. I'm on leash.
Also, Spar, thank you for the 500 bits. We appreciate that. Just a reminder to those of you out there who are watching as well.
That is a point.
Biddies for
Oh,
the
did we
chips.
have other
We
contributions
had 2
earlier?
subs. Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. So we're back up to 24 then. Excellent. Yeah, just a reminder to everybody, every time we reach $10 in total contributions through subs, bits, and donations, it increases the Goblin Bullshit Pool by 1. So the Goblin Bullshit Pool is a reroll system and also a revival system for goblins that also causes results on the Goblin Bullshit Pool whenever they're used. So just a reminder, if you guys want to help support the project, that is one way that really does it, is just make your contributions to Effie's channel and we'll count it towards the points. But going forwards, Vachetti just kind of nods and goes, okay, I'm going to stay close to you though, because if you try running away again, Vachetti is going to throw you over his shoulder and you're not going to go anywhere. Hmm?
Why the fuck do these people want me there so bad?
I guess that's for Dixie to throw up to figure out.
No, she just asked Frank in a quiet enough voice that hopefully nobody heard her.
I mean, Newt would have heard that for sure.
Hold on.
Did you just say
can
hot?
I have chat roll a d20?
Sure. Chat, can I get an exclamation mark D20 from anybody out there who can provide it? It's all one word, lowercase, exclamation mark D20. It'll roll a straight roll for us with no modifiers. Oh, so close. It was exclamation mark. There you go. Perfect. All right, 18. What do you want,
18.
Newt? Yeah.
Do I hear Frank?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Wait. Actually, wait. Hold on. I know what you're asking now. So you hear Dixie. Oh, boy. How do we translate this experience?
Would you like me to DM you really quickly?
Yeah, go ahead. Dixie, DM Newt what she might hear Frank say.
Oh shit, hold on.
Also, I appreciate that you put did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire gif in the group chat there, Ash? That's very appreciated.
She did.
Thank you.
I also posted a gif of Sean Connery because that's
Yes.
what he based him off of. So.
I'm trying to do an offshoot Connery that isn't just directly him, but it's kind of hard not to with the inflection of the vocal element. All right, Newt, have you received the information?
This is dangerous information. You can't just go handing this out. Silver doesn't even know.
I did.
Okay.
On.
All right. As you're postulating over that, I'll let you think on it for a second, Newt. Desi and Snooty, is there anything either of you want to do before you leave this place tonight and follow Vachetti to the garrison?
Let's see. it is sorry, NK. You have a lovely evening. Goodbye, Kanja. You also have a lovely evening. Mikiko. You have a lovely evening. And Denise, Dentist, we are going to, go with Vachetti. We will be back there.
But at this point...
Also, bye, Oleg.
At this point, Denise is a little inebriated, so she looks up from the conversation she was having with Amiko as they were kind of giggling about something. And she looks over and says, "Oh, yes, yes, of course, Desi. I'll see you back at home. You enjoy your time with Vachetti. I'll see you later, and in the morning we can figure out what you're gonna do next. Sounds good?"
Yeah.
And now, Newt, what is your response?
Frank, you shouldn't say such embarrassing things in front of people about dicks.
Dixie will just agree and nod her head very, very roughly.
Alright. So Vachetti hefting Snooty with his arm, looking at you, Snooty, he says, okay, Snooty, anything you need before we go, or can we visit the garrison?
I don't need anything. I don't think so. So I should be okay.
Okay, that's good. Vachetti likes this. Alright, come along, goblins! And he gestures to everybody in the room and goes, remember what I said. These little ones are all under Vachetti's protection. They are my sisters, and you will not fuck with them. Is that understood? And like a bunch of people are nodding, and a couple of people laugh. He just kind of goes, okay, I think they get the message. Alright, let's go. And
No, Frank, you're the cute one.
as let me go ahead and select you all here to make this a little easier of a transition. So as you all take your leave of Cracktooth's Tavern, perhaps to return in the future to discuss things with him, with the idea of now having the opportunity to make a way into performing at the theater of town as well, we will transition to some Imagination Goes Here shenanigans. Before I just make sure that certain things are properly set up on the garrison scene real quick here.
We've been trying to leave this tavern for like 2 hours.
It's all right. That's how this campaign functions. We all know what we're signing up for here. Okay, cool. So we are going
Dix,
to.
I understand why you like Frank. He's a nice guy.
So let's go ahead and stop the
Of course he is.
ambience. I'm just using this as a general nighttime ambience, so if you guys want to listen to it too, you're welcome to. But if you have your own that you would like to use, that is totally fine as well. But I'm just going to go ahead and play that now. Doodly-doo. Alright, so I'm just going to bring up the Imagination Goes Here screen for now. As you head out into the open air of the evening, it is the nice kind of like salty scent of the ocean beyond at the edge of the town washes over you, and it feels like a very clear, beautiful moonlit night, and the town is very quiet, and a good majority of anybody who's still up at this hour, more or less, is at the tavern at Cracktooth for this juncture. There's a couple of other establishments around town that still have people in them having the kind of a celebratory evening, but for the most part, outside of those off instances, most folk by this point are in bed or just at home. And as the four of you are walking along, Vachetti is carrying Snooty in his arm and staying as close as he can to Dixie, like keeping within hand's reach. Desi, how are you following everybody as you guys walk towards the garrison on the other end of town? Desi?
Sorry, my headset died. I had
No
to turn
worries.
it back on. All I heard was Ezzy, and I went,
Oh.
well, this is unfortunate.
Desi, how do you want to follow along with the rest of everybody as they're walking through the streets towards the garrison on the other side of town?
Okay. I am going to I'm just going to walk along Dachetti and Newt, and I am going to take a pinch of Dachetti's shirt and hold on to it, and then hold on to Newt's hand while we drag, Dixie along with us. And we have formed the chain of friendship.
Also, Dixie, I'll let you know that after taking a little bit of soup and having a short rest, you'll have regained a little bit of your magic capacity. But after using one or two kind of like spells, the only thing that you can use indefinitely is cantrips. If you want to try to use anything beyond that, you can make fortitude rolls to see how well you can hold your shit together as you try to like over-exhaust yourself. But otherwise, that's just what I'll let you know is the way it's going to work.
All right.
Okay. And Newt, are you dutifully making sure to escort Dixie with your organ rope? Or do you have a different plan in mind as you progress through the streets? Nobody is out right now for the most part, so...
I think Hi. Does how does Dixie seem now that like Newt's been talking with Frank this whole time? Is she like seem like she's still gonna try to run away?
Dixie, you can answer.
I'm not very. I'm not very like. I don't look like I'm about to bolt or looking for a way out immediately, but I don't exactly seem super pleased to be there either.
Solid middle ground vibe. Got it. So I would say that Newt, as far as you're aware, Dixie isn't making any immediate plans to vacate the area, but she also doesn't seem like, oh joy, new friends in the vibe either.
She'll take the rope off of her.
Oh.
And just be like sitting there talking to Frank the whole time as they walk.
All right. So as they're walking, or sorry, as you're all walking together, you're getting about midway down the main street of the town, and Vichetti's holding you, Snooty, and he just kind of turns to yeah, he turns to you, Snooty, as he's holding you, and he's like, "Are your bones okay? I'm very sorry that I crushed them."
My bones are okay now that you are carrying me, big brother Vachetti.
Okay, so like, are you do you want me to keep carrying you then? Is that
Yes, 100 per yes.
100 per yes. I like that. You definitely need to say that more for Snooty. He nods his head and goes, "Okay, all right. I'll make sure that you're carried around. Hey, you know, I'm really happy that you came into town this week because it's been such a short time, but Vachetti really appreciates that not a lot of people really show care for Vachetti and his problems, and to be fair, I kind of do that to myself. I get in a lot of fights, and I am the jailer, so when people see me, they're not generally happy. But thank you. I'm glad that even though you were in my jail cell, it was a good experience, and we made friendship, yeah?
Yeah, you show respect and we do the same.
Vachetti always try to make stay pleasant for people who cooperate. And he just kind of like chuckles a bit and he says, and for those who don't, Vachetti knows many ways to make it difficult to move and operate things.
She has no idea what he means, and she's just giggling.
Meanwhile, as you're walking along, Dixie, you made a perception check. Interesting choice. Was there a reason behind that?
Well, actually, yes, it is because Newt removed the rope. I thought it'd be a little bit funny if I rolled really low, and like she didn't even notice the rope was taken off, but she did notice very well, in fact.
Okay. Well, you took a bite of a cookie because I'm an idiot, and now my mouth is full.
That's crazy. Could you do that one more time?
It was a strong temptation. I couldn't resist it.
The whole time that we're walking up, everyone else here is Newt being like, "Frank, stop it! You're so funny."
All right, Newt is now flirting with Dixie's hat.
No, Dixie's hat's flirting with Newt, and Newt's like being like, "Stop it."
Dixie will stay with the group and not try to run away, if only because Frank seems to be having a really good time. So she'll sort of slap Frank around just a little bit to be like, "Hey, like stop it! Like you're like maybe going a little far. Like that's really embarrassing."
Also,
you can't say that.
Thank you for the raid, Otaku Lab. We appreciate that. Whatever you guys were getting up to, let us know in chat. We don't generally verbally interact with a lot of our audience, but we do through chat and text a lot when we're doing D&D. So if you would like to let us know what you're up to, and welcome, we appreciate you being here. And everybody who just joined, thank you for joining us. We love and appreciate you. And also, if you want to give some love to everybody who's part of this project, you can do so with those links there. But as this is continuing forward, Dixie, with a 25 to perceive, not only are you taking the rope off of you, but there is a moment you have where you're looking around and just kind of like, okay, like, Frank's having a good time, I guess I'll stay here, just for his, you know, his benefit. And,
Yeah, not my own or anything.
Yeah, no, Frank's enjoying the company, then I guess he is your best friend after all, so... But as you're enjoying the midnight air, and it is kind of enjoyable to be in the company of people, even if they are all a bunch of dummies, you do take note of a figure moving across the roofs of the nearby buildings that you're crossing along the dockside approach towards the garrison. It's kind of hard to make them out because they're shrouded and they have like a cape and they're walking along the top, and there's a bit of a yellow coloring to them, and as they walk along the roofs, it's almost like they take note of your group and duck down behind something.
I sort of look around and hold a finger up to the mouth of my hat to kind of shush. I turn to Newt because she's closest to me, and then I suddenly just whisper and just like, don't freak out, but I think I saw people on the roof.
Newt will look up towards the roof.
Jesse, how do you want to respond to them stopping and doing this? Because it would be very obvious, this interaction.
Wait, what are we looking at?
How far away is the roof from us?
Probably about, if I'm being generous on the estimate of your travel, let me look at the Sandpoint map to give you a better sense of, like, how I'm estimating this, but since you guys are leaving Cracktooth's Tavern and handing along Main Street, I guess probably only about 30 feet away, and maybe at like at a diagonal, so like 40 feet in the air total.
Do I need to make a perception?
Yeah, you can make a perception test, but it'll be at disadvantage. Wow! Jesus Christ.
Newt, don't give no fucks.
Yeah, no. You look up and see the individual that Dix was talking about kind of shifting a little bit and moving along the roof in a different direction. Meanwhile, Desi, you look up and you see nothing. As by the time Newt and you recognize where the person is, they've already like realized they've been spotted and have moved off of the roof.
I don't see anything. Do you want me to climb up and check?
It appears Newt already wanted to do that. Newt, yeah. Was that what the roll was for? To see if you can scramble up the side of this building?
Well, actually, I was going to do something else. So, but before I even say that, I'm just going to go ahead and just say, Goblin bullshit, go.
Okay.
And Newt's going to take the rope that's still out and try to lasso the beat person on the roof.
Oh my god. Interesting. Alright, well, let's see what you end up with the result. Okay, you become shorter for an hour.
No!
Oh, Desi, was that you attempting to climb up onto the building?
Yeah.
Alright. How do you want to keep that roll, or are you also calling for goblin bullshit?
Goblin bullshit, go.
Oh boy, alright, here we go.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead,
Oh,
give me the
actually,
reroll.
Yeah. 1 second. I fucked up the last roll anyway. Yeah. There
Oh,
we
right,
go.
because you were climbing expertise additions. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Your fingers are also now 8 inches longer in length.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh.
Hung crew.
Oh, no, I hate it. Everybody gets 2 XP.
Well, you don't like lesbian hung crew?
What, Dixie?
Am I supposed to be adding 2 XP when you say that? I'm a guest,
no.
so I figured I just didn't.
I mean, you can if you want. I scale guest characters to whenever they're part of the party
Okay,
for like
cool.
what the average is. So
I just thought about that.
if you want to for your own amusement, you're more than welcome to track any XP that is rewarded to the group during the thing, though. Like that's totally doable. So if you want to include like last session, you probably have like I want to say like maybe around.
It's fine. I don't actually need to. It's fine.
Okay. Cool. So as you guys are going along and attempting that, I guess I'll do a save for the person who's up top, which will be.
Did they get a disadvantage for not expecting to be lassoed by intestine?
They would, but they were very prepared for your like. They saw you and were leaving the area as soon as you tried to do that. So it's gonna be a difficult thing for you to. They're gonna have significant benefits, but
please roll low. Please
no, I'm not gonna roll a 1. I'm not.
Please roll 1.
I'm not rolling a 1.
Please roll 1.
Roll low.
Please roll 1. Please roll 1.
God.
Please roll 1. Please
There
roll
we
1.
go.
Aww.
Damn.
It would have been so much more comical if you rolled low.
It would have been. So, you cast your guts into the air to try and lasso this individual, but they've already started to scrabble down the other side of the building as you do so. And Desi, you dash up and start climbing up onto the roof as fast as you can. And you have expertise in climbing to a degree that like makes this a very quick experience for you. And as you get up, you can see that the person who has kind of like dropped down is kind of heading along an alleyway behind Cracktooth's Tavern now towards like away from you. You can see that they're like running through the street as far away as they can, and their cloak is billowing behind them, and they have a hood over their head. And as they're like turning around a little bit, you can kind of catch the hint of like a yellow face scarf over their mouth. But otherwise, they're a decent ways away. So what would you like to do? Would you like to try to catch up to them, or what's your plan of action here?
I'm gonna catch up to them. I'm gonna cross through the rooftops, because that is more direct, and then I can head them off.
Okay.
Silver.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna turn into Goblin Dog and run.
You know?
And as I turn into Goblin Dog, I'm gonna scoop Dix up on my back. I'm gonna put Dix on my back and run.
Got you. Yeah. The Goblin Dog has very long paws.
Yeah, very long pause.
Oh my goodness. Alright, well, if you want to attempt to run after this individual, then I will definitely facilitate that. Let me just go ahead and get, I guess we can
that
use...
is a nat 20 on the perception.
Stop this! Stop it! Stop! Cease!
Newt was trying to pick me up. I just wanted to see if I noticed it and stuff, but I'll wait for you to finish what you were saying.
Yeah, you noticed, alright. You know exactly what's going on, and even though you're like, this is stupid, Frank tells you that, like, it's time to go. We need to see what this person's doing. I'm very invested right now.
Can I do some sort of, like, super cool backflip to show off and land on Newt as she's trying to grab me?
Sure, you can give me an acrobatics roll to see if that goes well.
Acrobatics roll? Alright.
I mean, it's not graceful, but it is impressive at the end.
Very cool. Thank you very much.
Yes, 100%. So now, let's see.
So it wasn't graceful?
I mean,
Unfortunately.
So I get slapped in the back by Dick.
I know it's meant to like upset Silver, but I am upset.
All right, so oh my goodness. Let me go ahead and set this up for you guys. So first thing that you are going to all want to know out there in the land of observation is we do actually have a token and representation now for goblin dogs. So if those of you who are curious what a goblin dog actually does look like, let me go ahead and load that up, and then I'm sure you'll all regret this as much as I do, but there you go, bam, goblin dog. So there you go. That's I hope you're happy. So Newt transforms into one of these things, and Dixie jumps on its back, and the two of you go ripping around the corner in pursuit of this this individual. Meanwhile, Vachetti is kind of like, "What the fuck?" And he turns to you, Studi, and he goes, "Should we go after them? What's going on?"
She looks at them, looks at Vachetti, looks at the garrison, looks at them. I guess so they don't lose our Spondidisher chip. We should go after them.
Vachetti nods, and he goes, "Okay, Snooty, hold on. I'm going to run." And in his drunken state, Vachetti is going to have an advantage to his athletics roll to see if he can play catch-up here. So let me go ahead and switch over to the garrison to get an input on that roll. We are going to do his athletics modifier, which is going to be kept higher, and he's going to roll. Not terrible, not terrible. So as you both continue onwards, I need an athletics roll from you, please, and you'll have advantage because you're in a much faster form. So go ahead and roll that for me to see a general sense of like how well you close the gap on what's going on right now.
Oh. No!
Is it,
Yeah,
I figured that was
Also
coming.
doing athletics or acrobatics, considering I'm running on rooftops.
You're gonna do an acrobatics roll for me, please, to
Damn.
keep pace with this creature.
It does not count as climbing, though, right? Or does it?
It's more of a parkour element, but I will allow the bonus to apply because you're technically jumping and scaling from building to building.
How about I take 1 instead of 2? Because it involves climbing, but is not all climbing. That's
All
fair.
right. Please keep in mind that you and Dixie, at least right now, are illiterate, which never changed anything for you, Newt. But yes, Desi, that will work for me just fine. All right, yeah. Now I'm gonna give a roll for the creature that is currently. Oh, go ahead.
I would normally be able to catch them, but Dix is taking all my stamina.
Everybody gets 2 XP.
Are you happy you said go ahead? Are you happy you let it happen?
Everybody gets 4 XP because of Effie's comment in the chat.
That was enough for a...
It was double eyebrows. Alright, so as you go charging on, I am going to roll for the creature over here, which I need to adjust this, I realize now, in the future, but for now, I don't want to reveal the name of the creature, so I'm just using an unnamed general NPC and applying modifiers that are relevant. So we'll do that, and we will roll... Boop. Oh, shit. Alright, so as you all chase this shrouded individual across the rooftops, eventually you come to the point where they kind of stop on top of one of the roofs and they halt before they decide to make a jump, and they look a little panicked. And, Desi, you're up top with the... Also, Gabriel, thank you for the follow. You're up top with the individual who turns around to look at you as you're keeping pace quite handily, Desi, because in combination with your enhanced speed on your boots and your natural capacity to be like, you know, hardcore parkour across the rooftops, you close the distance and can't catch up with them. And let me look at the results here. So Vachetti is still a little bit behind, but he overtakes you. So Newt, you're like running with Dix on your back. It's Dixie, fuck off, damn it! You're running with Dixie on your back, and as you're charging forwards, you look over to your right, and you see Vachetti is just like, he's got Snooty on his back, and he's like arm over arm, just like breathing super heavily, running faster than you can at the moment as he just fucking barrels along the street, and you're like, damn, this guy fast. And
because he's not having to work with the dicks.
Nope. You've already harnessed the dicks enough for my eyebrows. But Desi, you come to the stop up on the rooftop as they pause and kind of turn around in a bit of a panic. And we're going to go ahead and change the image that you're looking at. And as they stop and turn to look at you, they look like the image on screen. So it looks to be kind of like it's hard to tell who or what they really are looking at them detailed or from where you're standing, but as you look in the dim light and kind of like keep a closer eye, you can see that they kind of have like feminine features around their eyes and face as they're kind of facing towards you, and they just stop for a minute and they're just kind of looking around like in a panic, like, oh god, what do I do? How do you want to react to them? Kind of like being a little panicky about this interaction.
Yes. Hello. Hi. Hi. You don't need to run. Why are you being so sketchy?
Let me just make sure that I have the right stats here for this as well. Just so I'm not completely fucking up the profile of the character. So she just kind of like, or the person ahead of you just looks a little like, she moves back her cloak that's kind of draped over her shoulders to reveal a line of potions and a rolled up whip at the side of her body. And she pulls the whip off of the side of her body and just kind of stops for a second, and she just points out and she goes, don't come any closer. I know how to use this.
Wait, do you work at the pink fairy?
She tilts her head a little bit, and she looks thoughtful for a minute and goes, you mean the Pixie's kitten?
Yeah, sorry. I knew there was a cat in there, or several cats in there. Actually, there's probably a lot of cats in there based on the name. I don't know why they are pink, but it doesn't matter. Okay. So you want to stand there, and then I stand over here?
She looks a little flustered, as you basically just implied if she was a prostitute or not. And she just goes, no, I've never been inside the Pixie's kitten. Anyway, stay back. Stay where you are.
Okay. A little weird, but okay. Hi, I am, Daisy. What's your name?
The individual pauses for a minute, and about at this point, the rest of you have caught up on the ground below the building that this encounter is going on. And it's easy for you to tell kind of like where they are on the roof as they're talking. So how do you... First off, let me ask Ash, how do you want to direct Vachetti from this point forward?
So we're right at the ground and we're looking up at them at this point, right?
Yeah, you've caught up enough with the building and this conversation's going on that you guys are around the bottom floor of the building. So you can choose however you want to approach this encounter, and you can hear the conversation going on the roof now.
I answered with the roll.
Okay, but Ash, what do you want Vachetti to do?
Big brother Vachetti, they are talking to a lady up there. We should go see hi.
He nods his head and says, "You know, you're right. You hold on to my neck and keep tight there, Snooty. I'm going to climb up, okay?"
Okay. Wee!
Oh no!
Oh,
You're gonna break his neck.
Your bones.
The bones.
My bone.
So Machete goes to climb, but he's still a little too inebriated, and he has a moment as he's halfway up the side of the building where he's just like, oh, and has a panic moment because he's like, there's a goblin on my back, but then remembers a little too late that, oh wait, this is my friend, and then accidentally slips and falls with you on his back. So, how do you want to react to that, Snooty? You're holding on to him right now.
It kind of is like one of those cartoon things where, like, you see, like, a cat grabbing onto the back of their owner's head as they fall. You know, like, this... It's like that. And that's all I'm doing. She's too scared. She's just holding on to him to dear life.
Alright, so Newt, was the acrobatics for the guts lasso, or was it for you to try to climb up on the wall, or onto the building roof?
No, I'm in dog form, so it was to climb up wall.
Okay, it's gonna be a lot more challenging in dog form to actually climb the wall.
But I have sticky hands.
Oh. Yeah, alright, fine. Spider Goblin Dog, Spider Goblin Dog. So
I'm
Dix...
still on your back, right?
Yeah, Dix, can you
Yeah.
give me an athletics roll to see how well you hold
wouldn't
on?
fucking dare.
Oh, I would. Oh, hey, wow. You actually managed to hold on, although just barely.
Run up wall.
So Newt, just like without missing a pace, just goes like scaling up the side of the wall with her sticky, horrifying goblin dog hands. So Dixie, you immediately go sideways and are like holding around her neck for dear life, and you're like, oh, my weak arms as you're struggling, and you barely manage to stay on her as she hauls herself up onto the roof and rolls over off. So like the two of you, Newt and Dixie. Oh, what? Go ahead.
Since she made the roll, can I do a thing just for story?
Sure, of course.
As before, go up, throw rope around Dixie a seatbelt, and then run up wall.
Okay, but sure. We'll say that she's being held in place by your goblin dog guts seatbelt. And I hate that I just agreed to that, because that's gonna become a thing again in the future, I just know it. Anyways, off to a good start with this cursed-ass goblin jazz. So as Newt and Dixie go up on top, I guess, Snooty, you're holding on to Vachetti's head for dear life, so can I get a roll from chat to see just how badly Snooty suffers the effects of Vachetti dropping off the side of the building? Pretty please. So somebody give me an exclamation mark D20 in chat, all lowercase, and we will see, what is to come of the falling experience. That is a 6. Do any of the goblins want to call goblin bullshit for a chat reroll?
I need to get that for this funny shit.
Echo.
Also, I would like to call Goblin Bullshit Go because I like Snooty and I don't want her bones to be shattered.
Alright. So can I get another roll from chat, please, to see how well it goes? So anybody in chat, exclamation mark D20 once more, to see if they end up with a... Oh, it's better.
Yes, but it's a 10.
Alright, you get... Hold on, let me roll for that. Roll 1d6. Cool. Desi, you take 3 points of piercing damage as an arrow flies out of fucking nowhere and embeds it into your left leg.
What? Ah!
Meanwhile, Snooty, as you fall to the ground, luckily you're not crushed by the weight of Vachetti as he goes down, repositioning yourself. However, you are going to take... let me see here. You're going to take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall to the ground and just crack against the ground, riding his head all the way down. And Vachetti is also likewise going to take that much damage. And he's going to go, oh, I'm so sorry, Snooty, are you okay?
My bones.
Oh, I know, I'm so sorry.
Why do you do this to me?
Fuck's sakes. And as you guys are lying on the ground, and Newt and Dixie have come up onto the roof in front of the figure. She's like starting to panic a little bit, and then the arrow just comes out of nowhere and thunk into your leg, Desi. So how do you want to react to that?
Hi, lady. Listen, I do not care if you worked Sunday night at the kitten place, but I just would like to be understand baby.
And the woman with her like coverings looks around in surprise at like who might have done that, and is a little panicky. And as you're all looking around, and Newt and Dixie are lying on the roof, not the ceiling, on the roof, just kind of like, oh, that was a bit of a climb. And Vichetti is now getting to his feet and helping pick you up, Snooty, again. Before the shrouded figure continues to speak, I think now would be a perfect time to call tonight's break. So, what we're going to do, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to ask all of you, the wonderful folk at home, to bear with us as we take a quick little 15-minute break to use the washroom, get some water, stretch our legs, and I recommend that you all do the same. Let me go ahead and bring this image up there so that we know where the placeholder is on that front. But for the time being, thank you all so much for joining us for now tonight. A little reminder, if you guys could go and give some love to each of the wonderful people who are involved in this project, you can do so there. If you want to watch previous sessions of this, you can go to the YouTube link provided, and also if you need the sleep like Kinetic does, have a wonderful evening. We love you very much, and if you guys want to catch up on what you missed, you can go ahead and do so through either Effie's VODs or through that YouTube link that was provided there with the thing. Yep. Anyways, we'll see you all in a little bit. Goblins, say goodbye. We'll be right back.
I can't
I'll be
play
back.
Goblins.
anymore. I took an arrow to the knee.
Oh my god. Fucking no. Alright, well, fucking be right back.